All right. Hello. Hello. Hopefully y'all are able to hear me and see me. Welcome to my first live broadcast in forever. So I actually have new equipment. So let me know if there's anything crazy with the volume, as far as if you can hear me or not. Okay, so I think we should be good. So welcome, y'all. My name is Felicia. This is a Grains and Grit live broadcast. We haven't done this in several months, predominantly due to really bad internet issues that have now been fixed. But what better way to start off the live broadcast again than with talking all about grain mills? I've had a lot of questions lately about grain mills. So perfect topic for a live broadcast. And as you can see, we're here in my kitchen with the different grain mills that I do own. So hi everyone, let me know where you're from. Of course, for those who don't know, I'm down here in Florida. So for us, it's definitely getting warmer, but we still have slightly cool mornings. It just depends on the day. Now's the time where we don't know what it's going to happen the next day. Okay, so I did a video about a year ago, almost, I think February of last year. I did a video all about how to choose a grain mill. And so that video was very popular. It was just questions to ask yourself about choosing a grain mill. From there, I've still received a lot of questions. So we're going to be fleshing out some things today. And later on, I will link that video down below for anyone who has not seen that. All right, so we have people from New Mexico, Texas, another Floridian, hey, Wisconsin, Washington. Well, you're probably the farthest away from me. Okay, so before we begin, this video is actually sponsored by Pleasant Hill Grain, and y'all have heard me talk about them a lot. And this is actually the perfect video to mention them on because if you are searching for a grain mill, or maybe you're looking for another one, you're wanting to compare grain mills, they're just the one-stop place to go because they pretty much have all the grain mills, not only the ones that I'm going to be mentioning, but they even have more grain mills than some I've never even heard of until I was really doing research for this video. But the great thing about it, and we're going to be linking this below, is they actually have a really handy dandy grain mill buying guide and comparison chart. So say if you've decided like on a stone grind mill, but you're wanting to really compare them side by side, they've got that really nice, ready to go for you guys. I don't even have to redo it. So we're actually linking it in the chat right now. And again, if you are not watching this live, it will be in the description box below, but you can just go to grainsandgrit.com/PHG. And then there at the tabs, they have, let me make sure, appliances, and then the drop down, just go to grain mills and flakers, and they show them all. And then we'll also be linking that comparison chart. It was just linked in the chat as well. So again, it's in the chat if you're live. Otherwise, it is in the description box below if you are not watching this live. Okay. So we already received questions. Do list your questions and I will try to get to them. I already have some questions that have been asked over on Instagram when I posted that earlier today. So we will be getting to questions later on. What we're going to be discussing in this video is, first of all, I'm going to just briefly share the grain mills that I have. Then we're going to talk about the differences between the different types of grain mills, questions to ask yourself when choosing grain mills. We're going to be talking about manual mills, kind of separating that out into a separate category. I really didn't touch on them in that original video I did. And then, of course, getting into all the questions. So first of all, let's just really quick. These are my grain mills. Yes, I have 3 of them. No, you don't need 3. I love having these 3 because they each serve a different purpose. So here, the red one, this is my manual mill that I have, and this is the Wonder Junior Deluxe. I've done a whole video on this, unboxing, brief review, all of that, just this mill. And then I have my Wonder Mill, which is an impact mill. I know it says Wispa Mill. This is a refurbished model. This was my very first grain mill. We got it refurbished off of eBay when I first started milling like 11 years ago. So this was my very first grain mill. This is the Wonder Mill, but again, refurbished. And then I have this one, this beautiful one. This is my Nutri-Mill Harvest. This is my stone grind mill. And again, we'll be getting into all the differences later on. So of course they have names. We have Mr. Junior here, Miss Wanda, and Miss Nancy, because I have a thing for naming my major appliances. I see them as my maids, like in Proverbs 31. She has her maidens, and these are mine. Okay, so again, first of all, again, you do not need 3 of them. I do use these 3. I especially use these 2 on a regular basis, and I'll be and the main reason I'll be getting to later when we talk about the differences. But these are just the grain mills that I have, and again, everything's linked below. Now, getting into the differences between them. Obviously, the big one with the Wonder Junior Deluxe is this is a manual mill. We'll be getting into manuals later on, but with my manual, like it says, this needs no power whatsoever. So it's just the hand grind here. It does have the stones here, if you can kind of see that, but otherwise it's just a manual one. So that's in its own category, in my opinion, the manual mills. The main 2 categories you have when it comes to grain mills are your impact mills and your stone grind mills. And there is a big debate which one is best. So generally those I know that fall under the stone grind mill lovers, they tend to really, really be lovers of the stone grind mills and very, very loyal to them. So just the biggest debate between the 2 is some people say that the impact mills heat up the grains a bit more than the stone grind mills. Also, the stone grind mills, it is the more traditional way of grinding grains. I mean, this has actual stones in here that's turning. We've just now electrified them, which is awesome. Okay, so the differences between them, and I got to go with my notes to make sure I cover them. Okay, so like I said, with your stone grind mills, as they say, there are actual stones in here, 2 mill stones that grind very fast whenever you turn this on, as opposed to impact mills. The reason they're called impact mills is they have steel, I believe it's steel blades basically in here that are whirring so fast that the grains beat up against them and they burst, creating the flour. Hence why it's called impact mills, because it's when the grains are impacted that it turns into flour, as opposed to the stone grind is actually doing your typical grinding of the grains. The closer the stones, the finer the grains. So that's the technology difference here. Another thing is the power that's needed is much higher with your impact mills than your stone grind mills. So your impact mills are in the 1200 wattage range, where your stone grind mills are typically down to your 400 to 600 watt range. So more power with these babies than with these. These impact mills grind your grains much faster than your stone grind mills. So there's a difference with that as well. Excuse me. Okay, let me see here. Just reading the comments. Okay, so I have an order, the Como XL Plus. I hope I will love it. Yes, that's one of the popular ones. So we'll get to the different brands in just a minute. And then someone else says, I have the stone ground mill just like mine. So they have the Nutri-Mill Harvest and they love it. That's Via Logos. Yay. And then I always use and grind popcorn for making cornbread and found that the stone mill will clog up the stones in a heartbeat. I have heard that with popcorn. I actually grind dent corn in here. No problem. I don't have a problem. Well, I think I might have. Did I lose the stream? Let's see here. All right, let me know if you can see the video because I think it might have gone out. Not sure. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're good? Okay. I think we're good. It just froze on my end. Okay, so what we have, so those are the things with that. So as far as the power goes, now as far as does one heat the grains more than the other? I would say my picture is frozen. Okay, let me undo this here real quick. Okay, stand by. Technical difficulties here. Let's see if we can fix this. Okay. Well, good heavens. Sorry, y'all. I have no idea why my camera has frozen. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think, yeah, I have no idea why I have frozen like this. And I also have no idea what to do here. Oh, well, thank you. Fortunately, you got frozen with your eyes open and looking good. Well, that's good, and that I'm not in some weird, awkward pose. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm going to try and refresh this. Oh, wait. Maybe if I do this here. Well, good grief.